Here's a story I like. This is kind of Indiana in a nutshell. So this week, we learned that State Senator Liz Brown from the Fort Wayne area, State Senate District 15, is going to be facing a primary fight. So check this out. Texts accusing quote unquote liberal Liz Brown of betraying her conservative values on the Second Amendment and transgender issues have been flying in Northwest Indiana, fueled by a dark money social welfare nonprofit that no one knows about or isn't willing to divulge. This story from the Indiana Capital Chronicle. So, Liz Brown, mind you, is very conservative. This is someone whose 2019 conservative rankings from CPAC was 85%, whose rankings from Americans for Prosperity, her conservative scorecard was 100 from them in 2022 and still an 86 over the next year. Very conservative. But yet, because she voted against one bill to ban transgender Hoosiers from high school sports in 2022, and because she did not get a very stringent immigration bill out of committee this past year, far-right Republicans in the state like Todd Rokita and Jim Banks have been calling her out. So we get these ads from this group called Hoosier Leadership for America. It's a nonprofit that was founded last year. No one knows who's behind it because it's one of these 501c4 dark money groups. It's got a Huntertown, Indiana P.O. box, and the incorporator is a man out of Virginia that the Capital Chronicle could not locate. And when I hear man from Virginia, I'm thinking Jim Banks, because he lives there and not in Indiana. So, on Thursday afternoon, Darren Vogt, who previously served on the Allen County Council and is currently a member of the Northwest Allen County Schools, those poor kids, he announced his candidacy to challenge Liz Brown from her right. Jennifer, is this what happens when you have a gerrymandered state map and safe seats, right? This is a Republican seat.
Well, this is what happens when you don't fall in line. I mean, they're obviously just upset about her not voting the way that is expected.
Yeah,
we do it if it was. I mean, we would do it if it was. We would do it too.
Would we? I mean, Republicans are very good at this. I mean, they need to keep you in line 100% of the time. Again, Liz Brown is a far right Republican.
Right. I was going to say maybe not for those reasons. I don't think I want to walk that back. I guess I'm just more talking about primary. So I don't know though. I don't want us to get off track because I could go on a conversation about that. So
well, Scott, what say you?
I mean, it's obvious. This is the way that the Trump train has run for a long time. You fall in line, or we're going to primary you, or we're going to destroy you. We're going to call you into court. We're going to fire you. We're going to do all sorts of things. It's revenge.
Yeah, Scott, what do you think? Like there's no room for even the slightest dissent in this MAGA coalition?
I think when you have when you have an authoritarian regime that is very much anti-woman and wants to return us to the 1950s, Jim Banks might be able to say something that's dissenting. She cannot. She has to toe a party line.
That's
my guess is this is about gender more than anything else.
Well, I had not thought of that, but yeah.
I don't know though. I mean, I feel like this is not the first time this has happened. Like, as a woman, I don't know how much of it is because of being female, because Trump's been picking off man after man for quite a while.
Well,
he has. But it's always seemed to me like he's got a special hate on for women.
I think it might be Todd Rokita behind a lot of this. So apparently, the focus on Brown started when Rokita called her out for not hearing this immigration bill during the legislative session. She's the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee and had the power to choose which bills get heard, and ultimately this legislation died. And Rokita basically accused her of spiking it for personal reasons, and she turned around and filed a disciplinary action against Rokita, just one of many on his list. He's been before the state Supreme Court and the state ethics board more times than I could count. So is that something that she voted for, or is this personal with Rokita? Derrick, what do you think?
It's always personal with Rokita. You sneeze the wrong way and he's gonna say something with you. I mean, it's because I believe she did not fall in line with what the dear leader wanted on both sides, both Indiana and federal. And oh my God, she didn't agree with something. It's blasphemy for her not to do that. How dare she? She should be primaried.
This is what happens when you have severely gerrymandered states like Indiana, like Texas, we're going to talk about here a little bit later this morning. In cases like this, where you have these safe seats that are just, it's a Republican seat or a Democratic seat, and they're drawn so almost, it's almost guaranteed that the incumbent is going to win. The only place for competition then is in these primaries. And on the Republican side, we've seen this again and again in place after place, that you have to go further and further right to avoid being primaried. Now, I don't happen to think this exists so much on the other side. There isn't really much of a meaningful far left primarying Democrats, because in those races, all the money lines up behind the centrist Democrat. And what I feel like you have is both parties keep moving further and further to the right.